Ladies and gentlemen, Europe may be barring Americans from flying over there due to the high number of coronavirus cases in America. So, Americans unwanted in Europe. So, this is Fox News, June 27th, 2020. Americans likely to be barred from Europe when borders reopen next week due to coronavirus surge. So Europe is pretty much saying, we don't want you. Mm-mm-mm. Americans likely won't be welcome next week when the European Union starts reopening its borders to international travel. The reason? Surging numbers of coronavirus cases in the United States. Late Friday, the EU Council agreed to draft proposals setting out a criteria for the new travel rules and a list of countries whose residents would be allowed in. The US is reportedly not on the list. Mm-mm-mm. You ain't on the list of countries they will allow. The European Union official told Fox News that the US currently won't fit the criteria that are on the table for entry into Europe. Coronavirus is still seen as actively spreading in America, with the number of states reporting record number of confirmed infections. Americans have been banned from the EU since March. Our main preoccupation is the health of our citizens. European Commission spokesperson. Okay, so they're pretty much saying, we're watching what's going on in America and we see your rising numbers. And I'm sorry, but we still can't let you over here. So they're pretty much slapping restrictions on America. Another EU official said the country is likely to be excluded. Would be significantly higher infection rates than in Europe. Well, America does, it definitely has a higher rate than Europe, higher rate than everywhere. I think Brazil is number 2. A recent tally of daily cases of 100,000 population in Europe was 14. In the US, it was 105, putting it in the same league as other hard-hit countries like Russia and Brazil. People from Russia and Brazil would also likely be excluded under the proposed criteria, which reportedly states that countries of origins should have COVID-19 levels that are stable or decreasing. Well, shoot, Americans ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. Countries on the invited list reportedly include Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and perhaps most galling to the US, considering the pandemic originated there, China. So they're going to even let Chinese people fly into Europe, but they won't let Americans come. Most European countries took aggressive action to lock down in order to contain the virus. So I guess they don't want Americans getting on those planes and ruining it for Europe. There is also the matter of European residents have been blocked from entering the US since March, and there's no sign when the restriction will be lifted. Besides disappointing Americans who wanted to travel to Europe this summer, the ban will have a big economic impact. Airlines stand to lose millions of customers and billions in revenue. It will have a massive effect. Yeah, it will, because that's all America understands is money. It could also have political implications. Relationships between the US and Europe are strained, but the EU officials stress that the decisions are being made according to science, not politics. Hmm. Analyst Samuel Armstrong of the Henry Jackson Society said it would feed into a pattern of anti American snubs and nose rubbings by Brussels. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo sounded hopeful when asked about the ban, saying recently, I'm very confident we'll figure that out between the US and the EU to develop plans and methods by which we can begin to get global travel back in place. Wow, I don't even see how y'all could be talking like that when you look at what's going on in America. The European Council document is technically a recommendation to countries. The list of acceptable countries would be reviewed every 2 weeks. The regulations are expected to be adopted within days, affecting the entire bloc. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are pretty much telling Americans, giving you the finger. That's what they're doing. They're giving you the finger and they are telling you to stay away. You put a ban on them, now they're putting one back on you, and they don't want you. Well, there ain't nothing in Europe I need, so I don't care what bans they put on. I was never going in the first place. Keep them on there as far as I'm concerned. But y'all, please tell me what you think about the EU banning Americans from traveling to Europe. And you know what? You better watch this kind of stuff because I am sure it's not going to be just the EU. You're going to hear about other countries that don't want Americans because of the high level of COVID that's going on in the country. And you can best believe this spike, they are watching this worldwide. Everybody is tuning in to watch what's going on in America. Best believe. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.